Tupac Amaru Shakur, born Lesane Parish Crooks, June 16, 1971 to September 13, 1996, also known by his stage names Tupac and Makaveli, was an American rapper and songwriter. Early life. A bird's-eye view of New York City, looking north from 96th Street, along 2nd Avenue, towards East Harlem. The intersection in view is 97th Street. East Harlem, the neighborhood of New York City where Shakur was born. Shakur was born on June 16, 1971, in East Harlem, Upper Manhattan, New York City. While born Lesane Parish Crooks, at age 1 he was renamed Tupac Amaru Shakur. He was named after Tupac Amaru II, a descendant of the last Incan ruler, who was executed in Peru in 1781 after his failed revolt against Spanish rule. Shakur's mother Afeni Shakur explained, "I wanted him to have the name of revolutionary, indigenous people in the world. I wanted him to know he was part of a world culture and not just from a neighborhood." Tupac's surname came from Lumumba Shakur, a Sunni Muslim, whom his mother married in November 1968. Their marriage fell apart when it was discovered that Lumumba was not Tupac's biological father. Shakur had an older stepbrother, Maprim Komani Shakur, and a half-sister, Sekua Shakur, 2 years his junior. Personal life. In his 1995 interview with Vibe magazine, Shakur listed Jada Pinkett, Jasmine Guy, Treach, and Mickey Rourke among the people who were looking out for him while he was in prison. Shakur also mentioned that Madonna was a supportive friend. Madonna later revealed that they dated in 1994. Shakur became close friends with Jada Pinkett while attending the Baltimore School for the Arts. He helped Pinkett land her first movie role in the film Menace to Society, 1993. In turn, Pinkett secured Shakur a guest starring role on the sitcom A Different World in 1993. She appeared in his music videos Keep Your Head Up and Temptations. She also came up with the concept for his California Love music video and had intended to direct it, but she removed herself from the project in 1995. Pinkett contributed $100,000 towards Shakur's bail as he awaited an appeal on his sexual abuse conviction. Pinkett later revealed that she turned down his marriage proposal while he was incarcerated at Rikers Island in 1995. Speaking about Pinkett, Shakur stated, "Jada is my heart. She will be my friend for my whole life. We'll be old together. Jada can ask me to do anything and she can have it." Pinkett said Shakur was one of my best friends. He was like a brother. It was beyond friendship for us. The type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime. After Shakur was shot in 1994, he recuperated at Jasmine Guy's home. They had met during his guest appearance on the sitcom A Different World in 1993. Guy appeared in his music video Temptations and later wrote his mother's 2004 biography, Afeni Shakur, Evolution of a Revolutionary. Shakur befriended Treach when they were both roadies on Public Enemy's tour in 1990. He made a cameo in Naughty by Nature's music video Uptown Anthem in 1992. Treach collaborated with Shakur on his song Five Deadly Venoms and appeared in his music video Temptations. She was also a speaker at a public memorial service for Shakur in 1996. In 1993, during a police raid of Shakur's room at New York City's Parker Meridien Hotel, a videotape was confiscated which showed Shakur having sex with his then-girlfriend Desiree Smith. Officers were attempting to build their case against Shakur for the alleged sodomy of Ayanna Jackson. In 2022, Smith insisted she was neither underage or intoxicated at the time of their tryst. In 2011, a sex tape featuring Shakur receiving oral sex from a groupie while rapping and dancing along to one of his own unreleased songs, was sold to a private collector. The video, which was filmed in 1993, also features rapper Money B from Digital Underground. Shakur and Mickey Rourke formed a bond while filming the movie Bullet in 1994. Rourke recalled that Shakur was there for me during some very hard times. Shakur had friendships with other celebrities, including Mike Tyson, Chuck D., Jim Carrey, and Alanis Morissette. In April 1996, Shakur said that he, Morissette, Snoop Dogg, and Suge Knight were planning to open a restaurant together. On April 29, 1995, Shakur married his then-girlfriend Keisha Morris, a pre-law student. Their marriage was annulled 10 months later. In a 1993 interview published in The Source, Shakur criticized record producer Quincy Jones for his interracial marriage to actress Peggy Lipton. Their daughter Rashida Jones responded with an irate open letter. Shakur later apologized to her sister Kid Ada Jones, whom he began dating in 1996. Shakur and Jones attended Men's Fashion Week in Milan and walked the runway together for a Versace fashion show. Jones was at their hotel in Las Vegas when Shakur was shot. He is considered to be one of the most influential and successful rappers and African-American music artists of all time. Academics regard him as one of the most influential music artists of the 20th century and also a politically conscious activist voice for Black America. Shakur is among the best-selling music artists, having sold more than 75 million records worldwide. His lyrical content has been noted for addressing social injustice, political issues, and the marginalization of Black Americans, but he was also synonymous with gangsta rap and violent lyrics. Shakur was born in New York City to parents who were both political activists and Black Panther Party members. Raised by his mother, Afeni Shakur, he relocated to Baltimore in 1984 and to the San Francisco Bay Area in 1988. With the release of his debut album Tupacalypse Now in 1991, he became a central figure in West Coast hip-hop for his conscious rap and political rap lyrics. Shakur achieved further critical and commercial success with his follow-up albums Strictly for My Niggas 1993, and Me Against the World, 1995, his diamond-certified album All Eyes on Me, 1996, the first double-length album in hip-hop history, abandoned his introspective lyrics for Volatile Gangsta Rap. In addition to his music career, Shakur also found considerable success as an actor, with his starring roles in Juice, 1992, Poetic Justice, 1993, Above the Rim, 1994, Bullet, 1996, Gridlocked, 1997, and Gang-Related, 1997. Shakur's most notable songs include California Love, Changes, Dear Mama, Hail Mary, Keep Your Head Up, Hit 'Em Up, Ambitions Asia Arida, All Eyes on Me, Ghetto Gospel, So Many Tears, How Do You Want It, Two of America's Most Wanted, and I Get Around. Alongside his solo career, Tupac was part of the group Thug Life and collaborated with artists like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Outlawz. During the later part of his career, Shakur was shot 5 times in the lobby of a New York recording studio and experienced legal troubles, including incarceration. He served 8 months in prison on sexual abuse charges, but was released pending an appeal of his conviction in 1995. Following his release, he signed to Marion Suge Knight's label Death Row Records and became heavily involved in the growing East Coast, West Coast hip-hop rivalry. On September 7, 1996, Shakur was shot 4 times by an unidentified assailant in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. He died 6 days later. Following his murder, Shakur's friend-turned-rival, the Notorious B.I.G., was at first considered a suspect due to their public feud. He was also assassinated in another drive-by shooting 6 months later in March 1997, while visiting Los Angeles. On September 22, 1996, a peace summit was convened at Mosque Mariam by Louis Farrakhan in response to his assassination. The circumstances of Shakur's murder have led to numerous conspiracy theories, with some believing that he faked his own death. Shakur's double-length posthumous album Greatest Hits, 1998, is one of his 2 releases and one of only 9 hip-hop albums to have been certified diamond in the United States. 5 more albums have been released since Shakur's death, including his critically acclaimed posthumous album The Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory, 1996 under his stage name Makaveli, all of which have been certified platinum in the United States. In 2002, Shakur was inducted into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. In 2017, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. Rolling Stone ranked Shakur among the 100 greatest artists of all time. In 2023, he was awarded a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. According to Ana Martinez, producer of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Tupac Shakur was a rapper, actor, activist, poet, and revolutionary. This iconic artist has continued to be part of the zeitgeist for decades after his passing and will continue to be an important cultural figure for many years to come. Surely, as one of LA's own, Tupac's star will be added to the list of most visited stars. Panther heritage. Shakur's parents, Afeni Shakur born Alice Faye Williams in North Carolina and his biological father, William Billy Garland, had been active Black Panther Party members in New York in the late 1960s and early 1970s. A month before Shakur's birth, his mother was tried in New York City as part of the Panther 21 criminal trial. She was acquitted of over 150 charges. Other family members who were involved in the Black Panthers' Black Liberation Army were convicted of serious crimes and imprisoned, including Shakur's stepfather, Mutulus Shakur, who spent 4 years among the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives. Makaveli Shakur was apprehended in 1986 and subsequently convicted for a 1981 robbery of a Brinks armored truck, during which police officers and a guard were killed. Shakur's godfather, Elmer Geronimo Pratt, a high-ranking Black Panther, was convicted of murdering a schoolteacher during a 1968 robbery. After spending 27 years in prison, his conviction was overturned due to the prosecution's having concealed evidence that proved his innocence. Shakur's godmother, Lesane Shakur, is a former member of the Black Liberation Army who was convicted in 1977 of the first-degree murder of a New Jersey state trooper. Since 2013, she has been in the FBI Most Wanted Terrorists list after she escaped prison in 1979. Education. Shakur's Baltimore School of the Arts yearbook photograph, 1988. In the 1980s, Shakur's mother found it difficult to find work and she struggled with drug addiction. In 1984, his family moved from New York City to Baltimore, Maryland. Beginning in 1984 when Shakur was 13, he lived in the Penn Lucy neighborhood with his mother and younger sister at 3955 Greenmount Avenue. The home was a two-story row house that had been subdivided into two separate rental units. The Shakur family lived on the first floor. After his death, the block was renamed Tupac Shakur Way. 52. While living in Baltimore, Shakur attended 8th grade at Roland Park Middle School, then 9th grade at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. He transferred to the Baltimore School for the Arts in the 10th grade, where he studied acting, poetry, jazz, and ballet. He performed in Shakespeare's plays depicting timeless themes, now seen in gang warfare. He would recall N as the Mouse King role in the Nutcracker ballet. At the Baltimore School for the Arts, Shakur befriended actress Jada Pinkett, who became a subject of some of his poems. With his friend Dana Mouse Smith as beatbox, he won competitions as reputedly the school's best rapper. Also known for his humor, he could mix with all crowds. He listened to a diverse range of music that included Kate Bush, Culture Club, Sinead O'Connor, and U2. Upon connecting with the Baltimore Young Communist League USA, Shakur dated Mary Baldridge, who was the daughter of the director of the local chapter of the Communist Party USA. Baldridge, who was white, was described as an attractive young woman who was raised to live past color. In 1988, Shakur moved to Marin City, California, an impoverished community in the San Francisco Bay Area. Nearby Mill Valley, he attended Tamalpay High School, where he performed in several theater productions. Shakur did not graduate from high school, but he later earned his GED. Music career. MC New York. Shakur began recording under the stage name MC New York in 1989. That year, he began attending the poetry classes of Layla Steinberg, and she soon became his manager. Steinberg organized a concert for Shakur and his rap group Strictly Dope. Steinberg managed to get Shakur signed by Atron Gregory, manager of the rap group Digital Underground. In 1990, Gregory placed him with the Underground as a roadie and backup dancer. Digital Underground. See also, Stretch, Rapper, and Live Squad. Shakur debuted under the stage name Tupac on Digital Underground, under a new record label, Interscope Records, on the group's January 1991 single Same Song. The song was featured on the soundtrack of the 1991 film Nothing But Trouble, starring Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Chevy Chase, and Demi Moore. The song opened the group's January 1991 EP titled This Is an EP Release, while Shakur appeared in the music video. At the request of Steinberg, Digital Underground co-founder Jimmy Chopmaster J. Drake worked with Shakur, Ray Love and Dies, a DJ, on their earliest studio recordings. Drake recalls that Shakur did not work well as part of a group, and added, "This guy was on a mission from day one. Maybe he knew he wasn't going to be around 7 years later." From 1988 to 1991, Drake and Digital Underground produced Shakur's earliest work with his crew at the time, Strictly Dope. The recordings were rediscovered in 2000 and released as The Lost Tapes, circa 1989. Afeni Shakur sued to stop the sale of the recordings, but the suit was settled in June 2001 and re-released as Beginnings, The Lost Tapes 1988 to 1991. Shakur's early days with Digital Underground made him acquainted with Randy Stretch Walker, who along with his brother, dubbed Majesty, and a friend debuted with an EP as a rap group and production team, Live Squad, in Queens, New York. Stretch was featured on a track of the Digital Underground's 1991 album Sons of the P. Becoming fast friends, Shakur and Stretch recorded and performed together often. Tupacalypse Now. Main article, Tupacalypse Now. Shakur's debut album, Tupacalypse Now, alluding to the 1979 film Apocalypse Now, arrived in November 1991. Some prominent rappers like Nas, Eminem, Game, and Talib Kweli cited as an inspiration. Aside from If My Homie Calls, the singles Trapped and Brenda's Got a Baby poetically depict individual struggles under socioeconomic disadvantage. U.S. Vice President Dan Quayle said, "There's no reason for a record like this to be released. It has no place in our society." Tupac, finding himself misunderstood, explained, in part, "I just wanted to rap about things that affected young black males. When I said that, I didn't know that I was going to tie myself down to just take all the blunts and hits for all the young black males, to be the media's kicking post for young black males." In any case, Tupacalypse now is certified gold, 500,000 copies sold. The album addresses urban black concerns said to remain relevant to the present day. Strictly for my NIGGAZ. Main article, Strictly for My NIGGAZ. Shakur's second album, Strictly for My NIGGAZ, was released in February 1993. A critical and commercial success, it debuted at number 24 on the Pop Albums chart, the Billboard 200. An overall more hardcore album, it emphasizes Tupac's socio-political views and has a metallic production quality. The song Last Words features Ice Cube, co-writer of N.W.A's Fuck the Police, who in his own solo albums had newly gone militantly political, and gangsta rapper Ice-T, who in June 1992 had sparked controversy with his band Body Count's track Cop Killer. In its vinyl release, Side A, tracks 1 to 8, is labeled the Black Side, while Side B, tracks 9 to 16, is the Dark Side. The album carries the single I Get Around, a party anthem featuring Digital Underground's Shock G and Money B, which became Shakur's breakthrough, reaching number 11 on the pop singles chart, the Billboard Hot 100. And it carries the optimistic compassion of another hit, Keep Your Head Up, an anthem for women's empowerment. The album was certified platinum, with 1 million copies sold. As of 2004, among Shakur albums, including posthumous and compilation albums, Strictly for My NIGGAZ was 10th in sales at about 1,366,000 copies. Thug Life. The test-pressing single for Dear Mama, the platinum single, is among the top-ranked songs in hip-hop history. In late 1993, Shakur formed the group Thug Life with Tyrus Big Syke Himes, Dyron Makadoshi's Rivers, his stepbrother Moprim Shakur, and Walter Rated R. Burns. Usually, Thug Life performed live without Tupac. Thug Life released its only album, Thug Life, Volume 1, on October 11, 1994, which is certified gold. It carries the single Pour Out a Little Liquor, produced by Johnny J. Jackson, who would also produce much of Shakur's album All Eyes on Me. The track also appears on the Above the Rim soundtrack. Due to gangsta rap being under heavy criticism at the time, the album's original version was scrapped, and the album redone with mostly new tracks. Still, along with Stretch, Tupac would perform the first planned single, Out on Bail, which was never released, at the 1994 Source Awards. The Notorious B.I.G. and Junior Mafia. See also, The Notorious B.I.G. In 1993, while visiting Los Angeles, the Notorious B.I.G. asked a local drug dealer to introduce him to Shakur, and they quickly became friends. The pair would socialize when Shakur went to New York or B.I.G. to Los Angeles. During this period, at his own live shows, Shakur would call B.I.G. onto stage to rap with him and Stretch together. They recorded the songs Runnin' from the Police and House of Pain. Reportedly, B.I.G. asked Shakur to manage him, whereupon Shakur advised him that Sean Combs would make him a star. Yet in the meantime, Shakur's lifestyle was comparatively lavish to B.I.G., who had not yet established himself. Shakur welcomed B.I.G. to join his side group Thug Life, but he would instead form his own side group, the Junior Mafia. With his Brooklyn friends Lil Cease and Lil Kim, Shakur had a falling out with B.I.G. after he was shot at Quad Studios in 1994. Me Against the World. Main article, Me Against the World. Shakur's third album, Me Against the World, was released while he was incarcerated in March 1995. It is now hailed as his magnum opus, and commonly ranks among the greatest, most influential rap albums. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and sold 240,000 copies in its first week, setting a then record for highest first-week sales for a solo male rapper. The lead single, Dear Mama, was released in February 1995 with Old School as the B-side. It is the album's most successful single, topping the Hot Rap Singles chart and peaking at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. In July, it was certified platinum. It ranked number 51 on the year-end charts. The second single, So Many Tears, was released in June 1995, reaching number 6 on the Hot Rap Singles chart and number 44 on Hot 100. The final single, Temptations, was released in August 1995. It reached number 68 on the Hot 100, number 35 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Singles and Tracks, and number 13 on the Hot Rap Singles. Several celebrities showed their support for Shakur by appearing in the music video for Temptations. Shakur won Best Rap Album at the 1996 Soul Train Music Awards. In 2001, it ranked 4th among his total albums in sales, with about 3 million copies sold in the U.S. All Eyes on Me. Main article, All Eyes on Me. While Shakur was imprisoned in 1995, his mother was about to lose her house. Shakur had his wife Keisha Morris contact Death Row Records founder Suge Knight in Los Angeles. Reportedly, Shakur's mother promptly received $15,000 after an August visit to Clinton Correctional Facility in northern New York State. Knight traveled southward to New York City to attend the second annual Source Award ceremony. Meanwhile, an East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry was brewing between Death Row and Bad Boy Records. In October 1995, Knight visited Shakur in prison again and posted $1.4 million bond. Shakur returned to Los Angeles and joined Death Row with the appeal of his December 1994 conviction pending. Shakur's fourth album, All Eyes on Me, arrived on February 13, 1996. It was rap's first double album, meeting 2 of the 3 albums due in Shakur's contract with Death Row and bore 5 singles. The album shows Shakur rapping about the gangsta lifestyle, leaving behind his previous political messages. With standout production, the album has more party tracks and often a triumphant tone. Music journalist Kevin Powell noted that Shakur, once released from prison, became more aggressive and seemed like a completely transformed person. As Shakur's second album to hit number 1 on both the top R&B/Hip Hop Albums chart and the Pop Albums chart, the Billboard 200, it sold 566,000 copies in its first week and was certified 5 times multi-platinum in April. The singles How Do You Want It and California Love reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Death Row released Shakur's diss track Hit 'Em Up as the non-album B-side to How Do You Want It. In this venomous tirade, the proclaimed bad boy killer threatens violent payback on all things Bad Boy Big, Sean Combs, Jr. MAFA, the company, and on any in the East Coast rap scene, like rap duo Mobb Deep and rapper Chino XL, who allegedly had commented against Shakur about the dispute. All Eyes on Me won R&B/Soul or Rap Album of the Year at the 1997 Soul Train Music Awards. The 1997 American Music Awards, Shakur won Favorite Rap/Hip Hop Artist. The album was certified 9 times multi-platinum in June 1998 and 10 times in July 2014. Posthumous albums. At the time of his death, a 5th and final solo album was already finished, The Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory, under the stage name Makaveli. It had been recorded during the summer of 1996 and released that year. Lyrics were written and recorded in 3 days, and mixing took another 4 days. In 2005, MTV.com ranked The 7-Day Theory at number 9 among hip-hop's greatest albums ever, and by 2006 a classic album. Its singular poignance, through hurt and rage, contemplation and vendetta, resonate with many fans. According to George Papa G. Price, Death Row Records' then Director of Public Relations, the album was meant to be underground, and was not intended for release before the artist was murdered. Unreliable source? It peaked at number 1 on Billboard's top R&B/Hip Hop Albums chart and on the Billboard 200, with the second highest debut week sales total of any album that year. On June 15, 1999, it was certified 4 times multi-platinum. Later posthumous albums are archival productions. These albums are Are You Still Down? 1997. Greatest Hits, 1998. Still I Rise, 1999. Until the End of Time, 2001. Better Days, 2002. Loyal to the Game, 2004. Pac's Life, 2006. Film career. Shakur's first film appearance was in the 1991 film Nothing But Trouble, a cameo by the Digital Underground. In 1992, he starred in Juice, where he plays the fictional Roland Bishop, a militant and haunting individual. Rolling Stone's Peter Travers calls him the film's most magnetic figure. In 1993, Shakur starred alongside Janet Jackson in John Singleton's romance film, Poetic Justice. Singleton later fired Shakur from the 1995 film Higher Learning because the studio would not finance the film following his arrest for the lead role in the eventual 2001 film Baby Boy, a role played by Tyrese Gibson. Singleton originally had Shakur in mind. Ultimately, the set design includes a Shakur mural in the protagonist's bedroom, and the film's score includes Shakur's song Hail Mary. Director Alan Hughes had cast Shakur as Sharif in the 1993 film Menace to Society, but replaced him once Shakur assaulted him on set due to a discrepancy with the script. Nonetheless, in 2013, Hughes appraises that Shakur would have outshone the other actors because he was bigger than the movie. Shakur played a gangster called Birdie in the 1994 film Above the Rim. By some accounts, that character had been modeled after former New York drug dealer Jacques Haitian Jack Agnant, who managed and promoted rappers. Shakur was introduced to him at a Queens nightclub. Reportedly, Big advised Shakur to avoid him, but Shakur disregarded the warning. Through Haitian Jack, Shakur met James Jimmy Henchman Rosemond, also a drug dealer who doubled as music manager. Soon after Shakur's death, 3 more films starring him were released: Bullet, 1996, Gridlocked, 1997, and Gang-Related, 1997. Posthumous rumored roles and Star Wars. It was rumored that Shakur was being considered by George Lucas to portray Jedi Master Mace Windu in the Star Wars prequel films, 1999 to 2005. According to former Death Row Records chief engineer Rick Clifford, George Lucas was eyeing Tupac to star in his return to the Star Wars saga. Clifford talked about how understandably excited Tupac was for the role. Pac found out that I worked for Brian Austin Green, who was on 90210, then he found out I worked on some movies, so we always talked about his film career and stuff. He was telling me that he was supposed to read for George Lucas and them. They wanted him to be a Jedi. I'm serious. Samuel L. Jackson got Tupac's part. Tupac said to me, "Old man, keep your fingers crossed." He said, "I've got 3 movies coming up. One of them I've got to read for George Lucas." The Phantom Menace script had begun being written in 1996 and the eventual film seeing release in 1999. Lucas had asked Jackson to ask Shakur to audition, but due to Shakur's untimely death the role ultimately went to Samuel L. Jackson. The two had worked on the film Juice together. The character's bald appearance could have also been an homage to Shakur. Artistry. Musical style. Shakur's music and philosophical outlook were deeply influenced by a wide range of American, African American, and global influences, including the Black Panther Party, Black nationalism, egalitarianism, and the concept of liberty. Moreover, Shakur's artistic sensibilities were enriched by his passion for theater and admiration for the works of William Shakespeare. Notably, he honed his theatrical skills as a student at the Baltimore School for the Arts, where he delved into the psychological complexities inherent in intergang warfare and intercultural conflicts, reflecting themes explored in Shakespearean dramas. Tupacalypse Now, 1991, showcased his socially conscious perspective. Through powerful tracks like Brenda's Got a Baby, Trapped, and Part-Time Mother, Shakur addressed social injustice, poverty, and police brutality. In doing so, he contributed to the ongoing success of rap groups such as Boogie Down Productions, Public Enemy, X-Clan, and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, while establishing himself as one of the pioneering socially conscious rappers from the West Coast. Continuing his focus on the social challenges faced by African American people, Shakur's second album featured songs like The Streets Are Death Row and Last Words. Simultaneously, he showcased his compassionate side with the empowering anthem Keep Your Head Up, and his legendary intensity with the title track from the album Strictly for My Niggas. Additionally, he paid homage to his former group Digital Underground by including them on the playful track I Get Around. Throughout his career, Shakur's subsequent albums reflected a growing assertiveness in his approach. Shakur's body of work encompassed contrasting themes, including social inequality, injustice, compassion, playfulness, and hope. These elements continued to shape his artistry, exemplified by his explosive 1995 album Me Against the World. 19. The release of All Eyes on Me in 1996 further solidified his reputation, with tracks like Ambition's Azia Rida, I Ain't Mad at Cha, California Love, Life Goes On, and Picture Me Rollin' being hailed as classics by critics. Shakur described All Eyes on Me as a celebration of life, and the album achieved both critical acclaim and commercial success. According to Eminem, Tupac is the greatest songwriter of all time. Nas said in 2002, "I put Tupac beyond." Vocal style. Singers can manipulate different parts of their body to create various sounds. For instance, the head voice involves singing high-pitched tones resonating from the head, while the chest voice utilizes the chest area. In the documentary Tupac Shakur, Thug Angel, Greg Shock G. Jacobs, one of Shakur's early producers, discusses how rappers also utilize different bodily areas to project their voices. According to him, Slick Rick rhymed from the nasal palate, Nas from the back of his throat, and Pac from the pit of his stomach, which is where his power came from. Shakur's influences stemmed from powerful orators like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. Despite not being physically imposing, Shakur's voice carried immense weight and power, reminiscent of these influential speakers. Shakur was also known for his technique of stacking or layering vocals, adding depth and rawness to his voice. This approach, demonstrated notably on tracks like Dear Mama from his 1995 album Me Against the World, involves overlaying multiple vocal lines to highlight rhythms and emphasize words and phrases. Mastering this technique requires precision to maintain flow and clarity, as heard in the lyrics "And even though I act crazy / I gotta thank the Lord that you made me," where Shakur's voice transitions from full to husky, underscoring the emotional depth of the lyrics. Despite its difficulty, Shakur's background in jazz, poetry, and theater endowed him with exceptional rhythm control, enabling him to layer vocals seamlessly while preserving cohesion and flow. Legacy and remembrance. A stone statue of Shakur standing on a tall stone pillar in front of the Marta Herford Museum. A statue of Shakur at the Marta Museum in Herford, Germany. Shakur is considered one of the most influential rappers of all time. With Rolling Stone listing him as one of greatest artists of all time. He is widely credited as an important figure in hip-hop culture, and his prominence in pop culture in general has been noted. Formerly About.com, while ranking him fifth among the greatest rappers, nonetheless notes, Tupac Shakur is the most influential hip-hop artist of all time. Even in death, Tupac remains a transcendental rap figure. Yet to some, he was a father figure who, said rapper YG, makes you want to be better at every level. In 2023, Billboard ranked Tupac at number 4 among the top 50 rappers of all time. According to Rolling Stone writer Andy Green, he was also a poet and activist who became one of his era's most revolutionary voices. AllMusic's Stephen Thomas Erlewine described Shakur as the unlikely martyr of gangsta rap, with Shakur paying the ultimate price of a criminal lifestyle. Shakur was described as one of the top 2 American rappers in the 1990s, along with Snoop Dogg. The online rap magazine All Hip Hop held a 2007 roundtable at which New York rappers Cormega, citing tour experience with New York rap duo Mobb Deep, commented that B.I.G. ran New York, but Shakur ran America. Shakur emerged as a celebrated artist, earning recognition for his astonishingly prolific output and unwavering commitment to his craft. In 2017, American rapper Snoop Dogg calls Tupac the greatest rapper of all time during his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame tribute. In 2021, Saweetie told Complex that Tupac was the greatest rapper that ever lived. According to British writer Rob Marriott, he deemed the act of tying a bandana into rabbit ears as one of the most distinctive and instantly recognizable style choices in the world of hip-hop. Regarded as a sex symbol, his unique style helped shape the fashion landscape of the 1990s and continues to influence artists and fashion enthusiasts to this day. In 2010, writing Rolling Stone magazine's entry on Shakur at number 86 among the 100 greatest artists, New York rapper 50 Cent appraised. Every rapper who grew up in the 90s owes something to Tupac. People either try to emulate him in some way, or they go in a different direction because they didn't like what he did. But whatever you think of him, he definitely developed his own style. He didn't sound like anyone who came before him. External videos. Video icon Booknotes interview with Michael Eric Dyson on Holler If You Hear Me, searching for Tupac Shakur, November 4, 2001, C-SPAN. According to music journalist Chuck Phillips, Shakur had helped elevate rap from a crude street fad to a complex art form, setting the stage for the current global hip-hop phenomenon. Phillips writes, "The Slaying silenced one of modern music's most eloquent voices, a ghetto poet whose tales of urban alienation captivated young people of all races and backgrounds. via numerous fans perceiving him, despite his questionable conduct, as a martyr. The downsizing of martyrdom cheapens its use, academic Michael Eric Dyson concedes, but Dyson adds, some, or even most, of that criticism can be conceded without doing damage to Tupac's martyrdom in the eyes of those disappointed by more traditional martyrs. In 2014, BET explained that his confounding mixture of ladies' man, thug, revolutionary and poet has forever altered our perception of what a rapper should look like, sound like and act like. In 50 Cent, Ja Rule, Lil Wayne, newcomers like Freddie Gibbs and even his friend-turned-rival B.I.G., it's easy to see that Pac is the most copied MC of all time. There are murals bearing his likeness in New York, Brazil, Sierra Leone, Bulgaria and countless other places. He even has statues in Atlanta and Germany. Quite simply, no other rapper has captured the world's attention the way Tupac did and still does. More simply, his writings, published after his death, inspired rapper YG to return to school and get his GED. In 2020, former California Senator and current Vice President Kamala Harris called Shakur the best rapper alive, which she explained because West Coast girls think Tupac lives on. According to writer Kevin Powell, he deserves to be put in the same category as Bob Dylan, Bob Marley, as John Lennon, in terms of his global impact. Tupac is regarded as one of the most influential artists in music and popular culture in general and an icon of activism. Palestinian rapper Tamer Nafer, leader and a founding member of DAM, became passionate about hip-hop by listening to Tupac. The imagery in Shakur's videos was similar to our reality in Lod, he said. Tupac Amaru Shakur Foundation. In 1997, Shakur's mother founded the Shakur Family Foundation. Later renamed the Tupac Amaru Shakur Foundation, or TASF, it launched with a stated mission to provide training and support for students who aspire to enhance their creative talents. The TASF sponsors essay contests, charity events, a performing arts day camp for teenagers, and undergraduate scholarships. In June 2005, the TASF opened the Tupac Amaru Shakur Center for the Arts, or TASCA, in Stone Mountain, Georgia. It closed in 2015, citation needed. Academic appraisal. In 1997, the University of California, Berkeley, offered a course led by a student titled History 98, Poetry and History of Tupac Shakur. In April 2003, Harvard University co-sponsored the symposium All Eyes on Me, Tupac Shakur and the Search for the Modern Folk Hero, where Shakur's influence as both an artist and an activist was analyzed. The papers presented cover his ranging influence from entertainment to sociology, calling him a thug nigga intellectual, an organic intellectual English. Scholar Mark Anthony Neal assessed his death as leaving a leadership void amongst hip-hop artists as this walking contradiction helps, Neal explained, make being an intellectual accessible to ordinary people. Tracing Shakur's mythical status, Murray Foreman discussed him as OG, or ostensibly gone, with fans, using digital mediums, resurrecting Tupac as an ethereal life force. Music scholar Emmett Price, calling him a black folk hero, traced his persona to black American folklore's tricksters, which, after abolition, evolved into the urban badman. Yet in Shakur's terrible sense of urgency, Price identified instead a quest to unify mind, body, and spirit. According to Price, Tupac had surpassed the legacies of John Coltrane and Mahalia Jackson within the tradition of black music. In 2012, the Norwegian University of Oslo organized the course, Tupac, Hip-Hop OG Kulturhistory, Tupac, Hip-Hop and Cultural History. As Knut Åkrust, Norwegian professor and academic scholar of cultural studies at the University of Oslo, puts it, Tupac Amaru Shakur, 1971–1996, is one of the most famous and controversial representatives of hip-hop culture. He has become an icon with saint status far beyond fans. References to him and his message appear all over the world, from Barack Obama's slogan about changes, to Palestinians and Israelis longing for peace in the Middle East, to the people of Grorudelin who want their experiences to be taken on board serious. The course highlights how a single person can fit into a wider network of cultural models and how a local storytelling tradition has become an international cultural phenomenon. Jeffrey Ogbonna-Green Ogbar, professor of history and popular music at the University of Connecticut, described Shakur as one of the most iconic and influential music artists of the 20th century and also a politically conscious activist voice for Black America. Graffiti of Tupac Shakur. East Harlem, New York City, U.S. Ipanema, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Multimedia releases. In 2005, Death Row released on DVD, Tupac, Live at the House of Blues, his final recorded live performance, an event on July 4, 1996. In August 2006, Tupac Shakur Legacy, an interactive biography by Jamal Joseph, arrived with previously unpublished family photographs, intimate stories, and over 20 detachable copies of his handwritten song lyrics, contracts, scripts, poetry, and other papers. In 2006, the Shakur album Pac's Life was released and, like the previous, was among the recording industry's most popular releases. In 2008, his estate made about $15 million. On April 15, 2012, at the Coachella Music Festival, rappers Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre joined a Shakur hologram. Although the media referred to the technology as a hologram, technically it was a projection created with the Musion eyeliner and, as a partly virtual trio, performed the Shakur songs Hail Mary and two of America's Most Wanted. There were talks of a tour, but Dre refused. Meanwhile, the Greatest Hits album, released in 1998, and which in 2000 had left the pop albums chart, the Billboard 200, returned to the chart and reached No. 129, while also other Shakur albums and singles drew sales gains. Film and stage. The documentary film Tupac, Resurrection was released in November 2003. It was nominated for Best Documentary at the 2005 Academy Awards. In 2014, the play Holler If You Hear Me, based on Shakur's lyrics, played on Broadway, but, among Broadway's worst-selling musicals in recent years, ran only 6 weeks to end development since 2013. A Shakur biopic, All Eyes on Me, began filming in Atlanta in December 2015. It was released on June 16, 2017, on Shakur's 46th birthday, albeit to generally negative reviews. In August 2019, a docuseries directed by Alan Hughes, Outlaw, The Saga of Afeni and Tupac Shakur, was announced. Unpublished works. On March 30, 2022, one of Shakur's earliest pieces of writing, an unpublished booklet of haiku poetry, was auctioned by Sotheby's, estimated at $200,000 to $300,000 and hammered down at $302,400 plus buyer premium. Shakur was 11 years old when he wrote and illustrated the booklet for Jamal Joseph and 3 other Black Panther Party members while they were incarcerated at Leavenworth Prison. Even at his young age, Shakur's writing dealt with themes such as black liberation, mass incarceration, race, and masculinity. The booklet features a self-portrait of Shakur sleeping, pen in hand, dreaming of the Black Panthers being freed from prison, and signed with a heart and the phrase Tupac Shakur, future freedom fighter. A dream is lovely. You drift to another land. I dream in the night. Awards and honors. In 2002, Shakur was inducted into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. In 2004, Shakur was among the honorees at the first Hip Hop Honors. In 2006, Shakur's close friend and classmate Jada Pinkett Smith donated $1 million to their high school alma mater, the Baltimore School for the Arts, and named the new theater in his honor. In 2021, Pinkett Smith honored Shakur's 50th birthday by releasing a never-before-seen poem she had received from him. In 2009, Drawing Praise, the Vatican added Changes, a 1998 posthumous track, to its online playlist. On June 23, 2010, the Library of Congress added Dear Mama to the National Recording Registry, the third rap song. In 2015, the Grammy Museum opened an exhibition dedicated to Shakur. In his first year of eligibility, Shakur was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on April 7, 2017. In January 2022, the exhibition Tupac Shakur, Wake Me When I'm Free opened at the Canvas at LA Live in Los Angeles. Section of MacArthur Boulevard named Tupac Shakur Way. On May 16, 2023, Oakland City Council voted to name the section of MacArthur Boulevard between Grand Avenue and Van Buren Avenue Tupac Shakur Way. On June 7, 2023, Shakur received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His half-sister, Sekiwa Set Shakur, accepted the award in his honor. Rankings. 2002, Forbes magazine ranked Shakur at 10th among top-earning dead celebrities. 2003, MTV's viewers voted Shakur the greatest MC. 2005, Shakur was voted number 1 on Vibe's online poll of top 10 best of all time. 2006, MTV staff placed him second on its list of the greatest MCs of all time. 2012, The Source magazine ranked him number 5 among the top 50 lyricists. 2007, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame placed All Eyes on Me at number 90 and Me Against the World at number 170. 2010, Rolling Stone magazine placed Shakur at number 86 among the 100 greatest artists. 2020, All Eyes on Me was ranked number 436 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. 2023, Billboard ranked Shakur at number 4 of the top 50 rappers. Final resting place in Soweto. In 2006, on the 10th anniversary of Tupac Shakur's passing, his ashes were laid to rest in Soweto. The rapper's mother, Afeni Shakur, transported them to the birthplace of his ancestors and conducted a memorial service in what's considered as one of the most renowned South African townships. Afeni Shakur explained that Soweto had been selected due to its significance as the birthplace of the South African struggle for democracy and against apartheid. The Johannesburg City Council donated a 5-acre plot of undeveloped land in the Zola area of Soweto to build a memorial honoring Shakur. A portion of the land was designated to be transformed into a park for the benefit of local children, as well as aimed at promoting environmental education, pathways, orphanages, bridges, skateboard ramps, and a golf range, while plans also included the construction of an amphitheater and a museum showcasing South African music and arts. Funding for the project was sourced partially from Johannesburg authorities and the remainder from the Tupac Amaru Shakur Foundation. The memorial was hosted by South African musician and actor Zola 7. Singer Macy Gray and members of the Outlaws were amongst the attendees who paid their respects.